Honorable Yuku Kalered, Chairman of Free and Democratic Iran's Support Group, distinguished representatives of Estonia, dear friends, I thank you for your solidarity with the Iranian people's resistance. I will never forget the warm and friendly hospitality of the parliament representatives when I visited Estonia in November 2012 with the Iranian resistance delegation. This solidarity is very necessary and valuable, especially at a time when the shadow of war and crisis is affecting not only the Middle East, but also Europe. Dear friends, exactly 1 year ago, the majority of members of the Parliament of Estonia issued a statement in support of the Iranian resistance for freedom and democracy. This statement, signed by the Parliament's President and the heads of 8 committees, is a valuable document that reflects the ties and common values between the people of our 2 countries in the face of religious fascism and in their commitment to universal values. The majority of the Parliament of Estonia emphasized, given that the Iranian regime has blocked all political avenues for change, the free world must recognize the right of the Iranian people to rise up and the right of the PMI resistance units to fight against the Revolutionary Guard Corps. This is exactly the right emphasized in Resolution 1148 of the U.S. House of Representatives, sponsored by the majority of members of Congress from both parties. The Belgian Senate and the Spanish Senate have passed similar resolutions in the past year. Similar positions have been expressed in statements by the majority of members of the French National Assembly, the Houses of Parliament in the United Kingdom, the Houses of Parliament in Italy, as well as the majority of 27 other legislative bodies and 137 former leaders from various countries, all defending the right of the Iranian people to overthrow this regime. The truth is that the regime ruling Iran is not only the enemy of the Iranian people and the cause of the country's decline and the destruction of its human potential, but it is also a force of destruction and regression for the entire world. It is the source of war in the Middle East, the exporter of terrorism and drugs for Europe, and the enemy of peace and security for the entire world. For over 4 decades, we have repeatedly warned that a regime in Iran that carries out mass executions will export crime, terrorism, and corruption to the entire world if the global community does not stand against it. Unfortunately, the Western governments chose to ignore our warning, which further emboldened the regime. Thus, when the flames of war started in Ukraine, the regime actively participated in the slaughter of Ukrainian people and the destruction of their country with its numerous drones. Western countries, under the illusion of finding a moderate faction within the regime, ignored their international responsibilities to take the necessary actions. They never imagined that the fire of the regime's warmongering would spread to Europe as well. European governments even bowed to the hostage-taking policies of the mullahs. Each time, in exchange for the release of their detained citizens in Iran, they offered concessions to the regime, leading to more hostage-taking. Of course, most of these concessions were paid by the Iranian people and the Iranian resistance. The regime's terrorism in Europe targeted not only Iranian dissidents, but also European politicians. Most notable, the attempted assassination of Dr. Alejo Vidal Quadras, former vice president of the European Parliament. The regime also used European markets to obtain equipment for suppressing people, advancing their nuclear bomb program, and building military drones used against a European country. Gradually, we see a new understanding for a different policy in the West. In the past 3 years, the parliaments of Lithuania, the Netherlands, Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the European Parliament have officially approved the necessity of listing the Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization in Europe. In the interest of peace and security, it is time for Europe to adopt a new policy. In this regard, parliaments in European countries have an important role to play, as we have seen in some countries. The key element of this change is recognizing the Iranian people's struggle to overthrow the mullahs' inhuman dictatorship. The people of Iran demand change. They want a free and a democratic republic, so they can take their destiny in their own hands. The platform of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, NCRI, fulfills this vision and is supported by the Iranian people. The NCRI's platform includes, among others, free and fair elections, gender equality, separation of religion and state, autonomy for various nationalities within Iran's territorial integrity, regional coexistence, and a non-nuclear Iran. I hope that the Parliament and government of Estonia will take the lead in this initiative and through this encourage the European Union to correct its policy. Thank you all.